Hey guys, I'm Riley. I'm an alcoholic. I traveled Route 66 alone in full-blown alcoholism. My sister once drove all the way from Kentucky to South Carolina in a hurricane to come and rescue me from my relapse. There's a lot to this story, so let's get into it. For those of you who don't know, I relapsed on lemon balm tinctures. Now, lemon balm is not bad. Okay, I want to clear the air on that. Lemon balm is not bad to consume. It is the fact that tinctures have pure grain alcohol. I'm an alcoholic. That's what I was after. So when I drank these tinctures in excess, I was getting drunk on them. And the fucked up part was initially I did not see it as a relapse. I truly thought I had found a loophole. I was like, these are just calming me. It's, there's more lemon balm than there actually is alcohol in this tincture. That's what's making me feel this way. It's not the alcohol. I mean, it's a cunning, baffling, and powerful disease. It was feeding me lives and I was believing it. But eventually it got to the point where I started getting blacked out drunk on them, and the night before my 2-year sober anniversary, I got absolutely blacked out and picked up my 2-year sober chip hungover. And I'm lying to my parents, I'm lying to my family, telling everybody everything's great, my life is great. Meanwhile, in secret, I am drinking lemon balm tinctures. Now, leading up to my 2-year sober anniversary, I kind of started playing around with other things other than lemon balm, because lemon balm was getting to be really fucking expensive, okay? And I will never forget this. This was right around the week of my 2-year anniversary. I had just left a work event, and I went to Food Lion to go and pick up shit to make a cake. I don't know what that was about. I wanted to make a cake anyways. So I go to the baking aisle and I go to the extract aisle because I wanted to make a strawberry banana cake. This is where my relapse takes a very dark turn. I go and I am looking, and they have strawberry extract. They have vanilla extract, banana extract, butter extract. I buy a strawberry and a banana, and I buy 2 of each. Why would I buy 2 of each? Because I'm an alcoholic. Something in my subconscious told me I was going to drink those. To this day, and I believe that with my whole heart. Maybe I didn't know it cognizantly at the time, but why would I buy 2 of each? I get home, I bake the cake the next day, and I used this much of each extract, banana and strawberry. What did I do with the rest? I drank them. I drank the fucking strawberry and banana extracts, and actually from that point on, I was only doing extracts. So once I learned I could do that, the extracts were so much cheaper. I was going to Walmart buying every flavor imaginable. Coconut extract, strawberry extract, vanilla extract, just to keep it old-fashioned. Banana extract, butter extract, birthday cake extract, almond extract, lemon extract, the worst one of ugh. And meanwhile, I'm telling myself everything's fine. I'm like, a coconut extract would be really good with pineapple juice and sparkling water, and that'll just calm me down. You guys, I was getting drunk on these. Getting buzzed and then drunk on these. It was terrifying, okay? And it was something I started to look forward to. I was getting off work, because at this point, I was also trying to manage my drinking, right? Like, I'm trying to control my drinking. I was not, at this point, doing it before work, doing it during work. I was managing it, right? But the second I got off work, I was zooming home to get home to those extracts. And one night, I got cut from the restaurant early, okay? There was a major hurricane coming into Charleston. This was in 2022. A big thing in Charleston is if a hurricane's coming, everybody gets blackout drunk and holds hurricane parties. They wake up the next day like, oh my God, did the hurricane happen? Like, I don't even know. And I'm pumped. I'm like, hell yeah, I get to get started early. I get to have my own hurricane party drinking fucking lemon extract in my room alone. I get home. I'm on the ground level apartment. There are guys and girls 2 stories above me, obviously gardening, partying, having their own hurricane party. And they're like, come up and party with us. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go drink lemon extract alone in my room. That's exactly what I did. I go inside, I am hanging out, I make a little mixed extract drink. That is the craziest sentence ever, okay? Lemon extract is the worst thing to this day that I have ever put in my body. I felt like I was drinking acid. I was like gasping for air. I drank it straight, and then I was like, I need a mixer. And I mixed it with lemonade, and next thing I know, the thought is occurring to me. I'm like, I haven't gardened in 2 years, because I hadn't. I had only been drinking extracts and tinctures. But the thought occurred to me, probably wouldn't hurt. I mean, like, what's the worst that could happen? I'd always liked doing it. And I'm like, I wonder if I go upstairs and knock on their door, if they'll let me garden with them. At this point, I am like belligerent, okay? And I go up there and I knock on the door. They're belligerent. And they're like, come inside. This was very sad, but I remember saying like, I'm breaking my sobriety. Like, this is crazy. Like, kept reiterating it, like being a complete buzzkill. But there was a kid who was like, my mom's been sober for 15 years. Like, you guys, we do not need to be giving this girl any sort of anything. He was like, you guys stop. And like, I'm just like, why are you, like, you're trying to kill my best. I'm trying to have a good time. I, to this day, like, can remember that because it was like, I felt ashamed. Like, I felt really bad. And like, I knew that what I was doing was inherently wrong. I knew I was actively relapsing. Like, now the ante was upped because I had already felt terrible about holding the secret about the tinctures and the extracts, but now there's other things in the mix. I knew then and there that I had actually relapsed. There were no loopholes. The gig was up. I couldn't lie to myself anymore. And I went home into my apartment the next day. I didn't have my keys on me. I had an existential nervous breakdown and deleted like all of my TikToks. I like perceived myself way too close to the sun. I was in shambles and I was so full of guilt and shame. And to this day, like, I think this was a God moment. My inner voice was like, you need to call your sister. You need to call your sister and you need to just like talk to her. I had no intention of telling her anything. I just needed to hear her voice. And I really did not even know what I was going to say. I did not have any intention of telling her, you know, the events of the night before, but I get on the phone and as soon as I hear her voice, I'm like, dude, I gardened last night. And she's like, what? Because up until this point, she knew me to be 2 years sober. And she's like, what? And I'm like, and I've been drinking. And she was like, that moment holds a lot of weight, to say the least. And she's like, I'm coming there right now. And I'm like, you can't, because she was living in Kentucky at the time. I was in South Carolina. I knew she was going to have to get some sort of vehicle from my parents. And I was like, you can't tell mom and dad why you're coming here. Like, there's going to be a hurricane. Like, you can't. She was like, I don't give a fuck if there's a hurricane. I'm coming to be there with you. And so she did. She didn't tell my parents why she needed a car. I think then and there, my parents sensed something was wrong because they've told me since. They didn't know what was wrong, but they knew something was wrong. Because I had also been having calls with my mom, and I was like, I'm not feeling great. My mom was like, yeah, she drove through the hurricane to come and see me. And she was like, show me where your stash is. And to pull out pulling 20 plus extracts out from underneath your bed in front of your little sister, that is, for me, top 5 most shameful moments. That to me is like when I have days where I'm like, am I an alcoholic? I reference literally right back to that moment. It was so like, wow. Because there was so much momentum leading up to this moment that I really didn't have time to stop and think about, or I tried to not take time to stop and think about what I was actually doing. And this was the moment that I was like, how could I have not seen this as a relapse? How could I have not seen how bad things had truly gotten? And that's just how my alcoholism was. It told me, you know, everything was fine. Like, I've got this under control. I can manage it. This time it'll be different, you know? And that wasn't the case. Things were completely out of control. And I wish I could say that I got sober right then and there. And, you know, that was enough to make me stop. But ultimately I kept going. After she left, you know, I stayed sober for the time that she was there. I went and picked up a white chip. But as soon as she left, I didn't have any real intention of staying sober, and I relapsed until I went to rehab. And there were some stints of sobriety in between, but all of it was like, I didn't truly want to be sober. It was just like my circumstances had gotten bad enough that I was like verging homelessness or verging losing a job or shit like that. Enough to put me in shape for a few days. But I am so grateful that I had that experience, that like my alcoholism got to a point where I was drinking vanilla extract, because now there is not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that I am an alcoholic, that I will drink alcoholically no matter what, that I will drink something that's not even supposed to be consumed in order to get out of feeling the way that I feel. I'm so grateful today that I got to wake up and choose sobriety, and I hope tomorrow that I get to choose it again.
My sister really killed my mama. And as I sit down and think about it, I haven't even accepted my mama's passing on some real shit. But we're going to get into the video. Mama died February 9th, 2021. Mama went into the hospital the first week of February. I remember being at my mama's house, and you know, we had all asked her like, "Ma, do you want to go to the hospital?" She had this cough. My mama found every alternative it was before she went to see her doctor. She hated them. Like, she always said, if anything ever happened to me to the point where I cannot speak for myself in the hospital, don't ever let them take nothing from me, cut on me. Those have always been her rules. So the first week of February, I remember being at my mama's house. My mom was on the phone with my sister, and she was just like, "So ain't none of your kids took you to the hospital?" Said some little slick fly off the wall, that shit. Knowing everybody didn't offer to take my mom to the hospital, sit with her and some more shit. Like, but this fat bitch always gotta insert herself and make it seem like she's just bigger than everybody in a, like, girl, yo. So she was like, "I'm coming down there and I'm taking you to the hospital since you wanna be hard-headed, blase. Like, the whole move from the city, but found every reason to come back to the city, G. Like, it makes no sense to me. She always been weird. She everywhere. So she get down here. I remember when she came, she tried to speak, but bitch, me and you really not cool. Like, we ain't really know how no bond, because bitch, as I was growing up, you just, that's besides the point. Fuck that hoe. So I'm like, she was like, "I love you, Fatty Patty." That's my nickname. So I'm like, "Love you, mama." Mind you, my son said, "Love you, Granny." And we not thinking too much about it because I know I'm going to see my mama again. Like, fuck is you talking about? She always, when she goes to the hospital, she always come home. My mama done beat cancer twice, had lung problems, heart problems, COPD, sciatica nerves, and some more shit. But when I tell my mama is a motherfucking fighter, she a fighter, G. And I know people get tired, but listen to what the fuck I got to say. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. So she's in a hospital. You feel me? She's cool. We chopping up. We on FaceTime. Making sure she's okay. I did not go see my mama because I had work and I had my son. My son was not in school at the time. So at this point, it's like my daddy up there with her. Every time he get off work, he going up there, he staying with her, leaving from the hospital to go to work. So I know my mama's cool. She's straight. The last day I talked to my mama, she was eating sauerkraut and some other shit. And I'm just like, "Mama, you nasty sausages." I'm like, "Mama, you nasty." She was like, "Girl, I've been craving this. I love this." Okay. She was like, "When I get to the hospital, I'm gonna have you put my wig on." My mom was fucked up about the color blonde with like the dark tone root. She loved it. I don't know what it was, but she loved it. And she was gonna get my other sister to do her lashes. So at this point, I'm really not too much worried about the hospital because I know they're about to run tests. They gonna probably say she gonna keep up her for a little bit. She gonna shake back. She come back home. She did not want to go to the hospital. Like, she was making her hot toddies and some more shit. So that last day, I see my mama and my daddy that was eating. The next day, mind you, my sister said she was my mama's POA, power of attorney. She calls the hospital, changes my mama's visitors from my dad, which is her man, for some years, 20 plus, to her bullshit ass daughter. And that's my niece and I have no problem with her. But the problem was, why the fuck would you make your daughter my mama's permanent or only visitor, knowing that she has 9 other kids outside of you? And let's start with the paperwork was motherfucking expired. Then let's start with your daughter's not worried about my mama. How the fuck you think she is, bitch? So why the fuck would you sit there and remove my dad for your daughter, knowing that she not even ready to be up her like that? That shit's crazy to me. That was the 4th or the 5th that shit happened. The 6th, I remember they went into my mama's motherfucking house. My fat ass, nasty, funny, built ass sister, her daughter that she put on the visitation list, and her nasty ass husband. When I say they stole everything from my mama, I mean it. And talking about it, it's pissing me off. And you bitches is gonna see this video. And on my mama's pussy in the room, bitch, I don't fuck with y'all. Don't contact me, none of that. When y'all see this, then it's up again. Bitch, I got beef again. Like, talking about this shit really do something to me because, bitch, you really killed my mama. Y'all went to my mama's house and stole everything. From her phones, from her iPads, from her tablets, her motherfucking Apple computers. Designer shit motherfuckers done bought her purses, shoes, clothes, electronics, anything, bed sets, table sets. Everybody picked what they wanted. And the rest of my mama's remaining kids got muumuus, pillowcases, a few babbles, some missing lady and said shit laying around her house. And you know what she did with the rest of that shit? Everything designer, everything that held a valuable dollar, she sold that shit on an SD account after my mama's burial. She made an SD account and stole everything out of my mama's motherfucking house. And sold her shit and didn't even break her stuff down that motherfuckers really wanted to keep. of our mothers. She's greedy. Okay? They stole everything. I still can't get in contact with my mom. I'm calling the hospital. They took my daddy off the visitor list. Every time I call the hospital, they tell me to call her ass. Every time I call her, you disrespect me. You're not about to disrespect me. Y'all mama's oldest child. Y'all gonna show me some respect. Hey, bro, respect go out the window when you plumb my mama's life. When her life's on the line, her respect go out the window. Ain't no kumbaya. Ain't no ifs and buts about it. We not ready to sit right here and play type of games. Where's my mama? What's her room number? What's the passcode? I get hung up on. Her daughter called me. You need to calm down and we'll send that to y'all. We gonna meet her at the hospital. They knew I wasn't coming to the hospital. You know why I wasn't going to the hospital? Because after they stole everything, the doorman called me an hour later, told me that they took everything out of my mama's house. That's the only reason I know everything got taken out of my mama's house, because the man who works the front desk called me and told me. Didn't nobody have access to my mama's personal belongings. Her last wide back daughter returning because when mama had cancer the second time and they thought her mama was going to die, and they had a chapel and everybody come, and we went to the chapel and shit. She made her the POA then. And you knew you was been supposed to get removed off that. Because you gave my mama so many broken promises. When you got your little lawsuit, instead of buying my mama her portable oxygen machine, you and your husband travel the world as preachers, eating at the congregation, sucking up pussy, dick, and toes. That's what the fuck you did. Went to the hospital. I had my robe and my gun on me. I went on each floor. Understand this. I got locked up that night because I drew my weapon on a security officer, but telling me he's going to escort me out of the hospital because y'all playing with my mama right now. I don't know what's going on with my mama. So I'm on the 3rd floor ICU pulling back everybody's curtain. I was almost to my mama until that police officer snatched me up. They OR me and the judge told me, I'm going to let you go because I have a history with you and your mother. And I know how y'all bond is. And I know you're going through it right now because you want answers and nobody's talking to you. But you got to calm down so somebody can talk to you. But Judge Cunningham don't know I've been calm. I've been calm, cool, and collected about this shit. But everybody's playing. Don't nobody know who my mama is. I can't call my daddy because they took him off the visitors list. Get a video chat. It's all my mama's kids. They flipped the camera. My mama sit on the bed. She got a tube down her throat, and they done performed 3 surgeries on my mama. My mama always said, don't let them cut on me. Do not let them cut on me. Like, I remember them words they play in my head every fucking day, G. Do not let them, don't let them cut on me, bro. She out there where has 3 surgeries on my mama. Let them put my mama in an induced coma. Let them paralyze my mama from the neck down and put a tube in her mouth and sit there and give her 24 hours to see if she's going to have a response. What response do y'all want my mama to have, G? I'm paralyzed from the waist down. I got shot. Y'all paralyzed my mama from the neck down and y'all wanted a response from her, bro. So, she had tubes in my mama's mouth, okay? I'm going to give my mama 7 days to see if she had a response. The first 24 hours by her bedside, she pulled the plug. She made that decision on her own, okay? Her daughter has been active with me on TikTok, running her mouth. Some people found who they were off Facebook posts that was going viral in my hometown due to them saying I'm lying. My sister made this post because a girl from TikTok DM'd me asking because she shared my story. When she shared my story, her caption was, sister says her sister offed their mother. When she put offed, people felt as if I said that because she screenshotted my video and shared her own caption and put the videos in her comment section on Facebook. Y'all know how that works. But my sister, who said that I was lying, I called her yesterday. So since I'm a liar, and I hope the apology as loud as the disrespect was to all you Facebook talking, wannabe family members, not a part of the family, acting like y'all don't know what happens when family members die and it's a little money involved and somehow motherfuckers start getting. I hope the apology as loud as the disrespect. So let's play the first video, shall we?
The whole TikTok
I seen what you was saying. That's why I was just right a status to click or nigga. I know how you feel. That status never got wrote. We don't have nothing to wrong. No, I'm gonna let y'all hear what she said. I seen what you was saying. That's why I was just right a status to click or nigga. I know how you feel. We all feel it. We don't have nothing to wrong. So y'all heard the same person who made that post saying that I was lying because she seen the clickbait that the girl posted instead of my stuff, and then she had to go back and watch my video to see what I was saying. I was never lying. I would never lie for clickbait or views. This is the same sister who said I was lying. She cleared that up. And then this is what her daughter had to say. So her daughter, y'all seen what she said, right? She went to say something about my other sister. She said she sent the other fabric back to my other sister. And this is what my other sister had to say about her receiving the fabric. So in my first video, when I stated that, and if you haven't seen it, go see it. My first video, I stated that she stole everything that had a valuable dollar. Designer fabrics, iPads, phones, any electronic, bed sets, table sets. That's what she did. Her husband, and her daughter went in the house and took everything. You know what we was giving? Boxes. You see in the messages, her daughter said her mama let us pick out everything. This is everything. This is what the fuck my mama kids get. We got boxes. My brothers are males. Why did she give all of us every wig that my mama ever known to men, pillowcases, moo-moos? And she gave me a Bible. Bitch, I'm the biggest sinner in the family. A Bible? Is you serious? And then her daughter proceeded to mention that my father had a key. My dad got admitted into the hospital February 8th. My mama died February 9th. And this is what the fuck my father had to say.
Yeah, where's her so-and-so? This is that. Where's her purses? Fuck, I'm in the hospital with COVID. I can't go back there.
Yeah, because they stole it. Hold on.
I know.
And I'm like trying to make it to where I'm not adding none of my siblings' names because she's trying to sue me for defamation of character. But it's the truth. And the truth hurts. That's of my dad had to say. She didn't tell nobody. She kept everybody out of what was going on with mama. She put mama under A-list.
So she can get that extra money for going down the business and all that shit that be going down.
The apartment complex that we used to live in, when my mama first got diagnosed with cancer, they had mold. When my mama passed, she filed a claim. And she got that money. They said that she could still get the money even after my mama passed, but only thing she needed was a death certificate. Her daughter went to my other sister's house, and her death certificate came up missing. I think I know what you're talking about. Somebody claimed it because they had to have her death certificate. Yes.
And they come up missing. See her down there with she lies, but they get death certificate come up missing. While she was looking for it so easy. I wasn't gonna do it, make a copy and put it on my phone.
But I'm a liar. I'm a liar. And I don't come with receipts. And I don't come with proof. You hoes is gonna stop playing with me, okay? And then on Facebook, you have her other daughter in the comments talking about you're a liar. And you on TikTok looking for views. My mama did shit. But also in my DM on TikTok right now telling me how your mama just skimmed you out of money. And you needed me to send you a friendly 40. Do I need to upload those? Oh. Please stop motherfucking playing with me. And then we got Miss Tiny, and she had to say this. I'm paralyzed, yes. Everybody knows that. I missed the joke. But you ready for me to clock your tea? Me and your beef started when you was in bathing suits and sandals at Wild Horse. When you was balling your slow ass son social security check, baby. You saying you don't fuck with me, but you mention you comment on anything that has to do with me. Make that make sense. Ain't that your tax bracket? Huh? Ain't you this bitch in Louisville who had a befriend the bitch who exposed your daddy from having AIDS? Ha. Ain't you the same bitch who befriended the bitch who talked about your gambling addictions and your drug problems? and your priorities not being attacked, and you had to befriend her because without her, bitch, you wouldn't be a big bestie and you wouldn't be making no dollars. You made more dollars on a gambling table than you did on a strip club on any pole. But you want to clock some tea? Bitch, you can't fuck with me in real life. Understand that. We came cool with my mama running that 100-foot extension cord on Nelligan because your kid-ass maybe couldn't keep up with that LG&E. So your daddy took me in as his goddaughter. I'm paralyzed and your daddy died from AIDS. Now what? Clock that. Pissy pussy Leah. Mind your business. Okay? Thank you. I might be paralyzed, but I ain't dead. Double homicide. Your brother and your daddy. Clock that hoe. And back to my big back sister. How you built like a 2020 expedition on legs? You mad at me because your daughter exposed the way you built, which is bad, and they found your big back ass kids in them comments because they thought they was gonna eat somebody up? No. Let's start with how when my mama died, you did that Army Grammy ass shit. Then my mama wanted me to do her hair. Everybody know I'm the one in the family that does her, okay? You stole the opportunity from me. Because you know why? When I went to the nursing homes that y'all sent the fake addresses to, G.C. Williams and Riddleman Funeral Homes, and y'all know I'm in the wood trying how to break my chair down and shit and get out, and y'all wasted my time because you had your other daughters already in line to do my mama's makeup, her and shit. You didn't want to include us. So you ready to clock some tea on how you lost how you lost our mama's body twice? Oh, come back for part 4.
I found my wife's secret Google account and I'm sick to my stomach. I, 36 male, met my wife Bailey, 33 female, 9 years ago through mutual coworkers and we hit it off immediately. I fell absolutely head over heels with this woman. She was everything I was looking for. I had gotten out of a toxic, dare I say abusive, long-term relationship right before that with the woman Bailey had been acquainted with, but not friends with. I had her blocked on everything and had no contact with her since breaking up. We got married right after the tail end of the pandemic, bought our first house together, and started trying to conceive. That was difficult because Bailey has PCOS, but last year she finally gave birth to our first daughter. I'm having a blast being a dad. It's kind of a dream come true. I finally got my happy life with my perfect wife. My perfect wife until last Monday. My laptop's battery shit the bed, so I opened up Bailey's work tablet with an attached keyboard. You could set it up like a monitor to check on some tax stuff. She wasn't home. It was just me and the baby, but we've never asked permission to use each other's devices. We've always been open like that. There's nothing for us to hide. That's what I thought. When I opened up the internet, I noticed she had the incognito tab open. Never in a million years did I expect to discover what I did. My wife has a secret Google account with a photo album saved called XX, so I clicked on it. Did I discover an affair? Nudes? Nope. In this Google album were over 300 photos, 348 to be specific, of my ex. The woman I was with right before I met Bailey. The woman who tormented me and made me feel worthless. The album said it was started back right around the time Bailey and I started dating. It was updated as recently as 2 weeks ago. The photos range from candid shots with family to pictures at her work functions. There were even pictures from her yearbook. I don't know how Bailey could have found her high school yearbook photos. Photos from vacations, ID photos from work, pictures of her in crowds, screenshots of videos and screen recordings of videos. Just her. The other people in the photos would be scribbled out, or the photo would be cropped and zoomed in just on my ex. There was another disturbing thing I found too. There was another album with just zoomed up pictures of my ex's hair. Come to think of it, Bailey had recently started wearing her hair different and my ex had a very identifiable hair type. There was another album with screenshots of comments on social media. Of course, I can't find them because I have her blocked, like Facebook groups she's in and public posts. And my ex is very low-key on social media. I can't imagine the lengths Bailey went to find them. My ex literally lives in another country now. There were also different links to the exact outfits she was wearing, like very specific blouses and trousers you'd have to really go looking for to find. A specific water bottle I remember her purchasing, and identical hiking boots and sandals. Oh my gosh, your wife is a grade A stalker. So basically, my partner of almost a decade has been single white femaling my ex-girlfriend, has secretly stalked her to the point of buying her exact clothes and changing her hair, and now I'm just starting to realize Bailey's new interests over the years were just my ex's. Bailey has turned herself into my ex. Everything feels like a lie. Our love feels like a lie. The things we share feel like a lie. I threw up and had a panic attack. I looked at our daughter and felt betrayed. I haven't confronted her yet. I don't know if I want to. I want to run away with our daughter. I want to print out all of her pictures, leave them on the table, and disappear. I don't know what to do. I just want to throw up.